Okay, so this is page 117. It is the dining, dancing, driving homework. Now, some of you were having some issues with that. I'm going to come up here, and there were some things that I told you that were super important to know. And the very first thing I told you was to figure out what the independent and remember that's the x, and the dependent quantities are. That's the very first thing that you're supposed to do. Now, if I look at the very first question right here, it says Lashauna is making jewelry to sell at a craft fair. On Monday, she makes 12 bracelets. On Tuesday, she works an additional 2.5 hours, has a total of 22 bracelets. Determine the time it takes Lashauna to make one bracelet. So let's highlight this. It says the time it takes to make one bracelet. So what we're trying to find, I don't like to do that. What we're trying to find is the time per one bracelet. So the time per bracelet. Now, if you remember from what we did in class, the numerator is the change in y, which means it's the dependent variable. And this is the change in x, which makes it the independent quantity or variable. So when I'm going to put, not a lot of space. Okay. So when I want to do this and I make it into an ordered pair. So when we make it an ordered pair, that means the independent comes first, then the dependent. Okay, so if I'm looking down here and I want to do that, that means in my set of parentheses, the number of bracelets goes first, then the time. So that's the very first thing you have to look at, is that. So I'm going to look at it now. When she started the day off, we don't know how long she took on Monday, but we know that when she starts the day off on Tuesday, she has already made 12 bracelets. Okay, so our very first, she made 12 bracelets. The start of the day on Tuesday, that's a 0 amount. Now on Tuesday, she spent 2.5 hours and made 22 bracelets. So, or she had a total. And that was 2.5. So all I have to do is do my slope formula. Oops, that's the wrong color. That's okay, I'll go with this color. Then we have to do the slope, or unit rate. So again, that's m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And I keep telling you to rewrite that every time you do a problem. So if I come down here and I do this, so my slope is going to be y2, so that's going to be 2.5, and I'm going to subtract 0, and x2, which is 22, minus 12. So I get it, oh, there's not a lot of room right there, so I'm going to come off to the side. I don't like going side by side, but I can do it on this one because there's not a lot of space. So I get 2.5, and that gets me 10. Now, if I divide this, we get this. Now, I accepted the answer. This is talking about hours, boys and girls. If I look at this, this was taking hours to do. Do we really talk about 0.25 hours per bracelet. I mean, come on guys, we don't really talk about that in hours. If you had multiplied it by 60, you would have noticed it's 15 minutes per bracelet. Now, I would have accepted either one of the answers, but the more appropriate answer would have been 15 minutes per bracelet. Okay, so let's look at the next one. I have to figure out what my independent and my dependent variables are. Okay, so Nina and her friends are going to Downtown Rib Festival. The festival organizers expected 10,000 people to attend in a 4-day festival. At the end of the festival, the organizers say that they have exceeded. Now, boys and girls, exceeded means that they've gone over their expected attendance by 2,000 people. So they expected 10,000, but they actually got 2,000 more. So wouldn't that mean that they've got 12,000 people? Sorry about that. Now, let's look at the next part. It says determine. So that's what we're trying to find. I'm going to change my color just because, oh no, I don't want to do that. We'll go with this color. Okay, determine the average number of people that attended per day. Okay, so the average number that attended per day. Okay, number of people per day. So then I'm going to make it, oh, I don't know, this color. So if I'm putting that in parentheses, remember the dependent is on top, the independent is on bottom. So that's the days, how many days there were, and this is number of people. Okay, so let's change this. Now, when the festival starts, there are no days. Therefore, there are no people that have shown up. Later on, right here, it says that it's a 4-day festival. So that means at the end of it, there have been 4 days. Then it says over here, they expected 10,000, but they got 2,000 more. So 10,000 plus 2,000 is going to get us 12,000 people. Now we just have to find slope. Okay, so when I find slope, I'm going to take my y2, which is 12,000. I'm not going to put the commas in, minus 0 over 4 minus 0. Now hopefully you realize that this is actually proportional. So you could have just put the 12,000 over the 4 and m equals 3,000. Now it's not just 3,000, okay? What does the 3,000 stand for? It stands for number of people per day. So 3,000 people per day. Now, to make it even better, you could have said people attended the festival per day. Okay, let's look at this next one. Let's change my color. Oh, I'm going to go pink. It says, Aiko spent 2.5 hours baking croissants for the community center bake sale. She bakes 90 croissants in 5 batches. Determine the number of batches, so number of batches Aiko baked per hour. So it's not asking for how many croissants, it's actually asking for how many batches. So it's looking for number of batches per hour. So that means when I make it into this, I'm going to have the hour first and number of batches second. Oops, I misspelled batches. There we go. Okay, so let's look at this. Let me go with this color. So when she starts off, before at hour 0, she has not baked anything, nothing at all. So that means that there are no batches made. Okay, then we look at this and it says she spent 2.5 hours baking. So the number of hours, 2.5. How many batches did she make? Right here, it says 5 batches. So I come over here. Again, guys, this is proportional, so you could just do proportions. But my slope, I'm learning my slope, so I'm going to do slope. So 5 minus 0 over 2.5 minus 0. So I get 5 divided by 2.5. Put that into your calculator, and hopefully you've got 2. And it's not just 2. What is it? Number of batches per hour. So I'm going to write it down here, sorry. Batches per hour. So 2 batches per hour. Okay. So then I'm going to go to my next one. Oops. Okay, we'll do that, but I want to do this. Okay. So the next one says, Nelson is selling his photographs at an art festival. The festival is open for 6 hours each day for 3 days. At the conclusion of the festival, Nelson has sold 54 photographs. Determine the number of photographs he sold per hour. So we want number of photos per hour. Now, you have to be careful on this one, because if you look right here, doesn't it say 6 hours for 3 days? For first day is 6 hours, second day is 6 hours, 6 hours, and the last day is 6 hours. That's 3 days of 6 hours. So that means it's 18, boys and girls. Some of you were putting that it was 78 or something. Okay, so in here I put my hours first and number of photos second. Then, I know, I hear it going. Then I look at this. When I start the festival out, when I start the festival, do I have any hours? No, not yet. Have I sold any photos? Not yet. But remember, 3 days for 6 hours, that's 18 hours. How many photographs? Right here it tells you 54. So again, I just find my slope like I've been finding. Again, it's proportional, so you could do proportions. 54 minus 0 over 18 minus 0. So I get 54 over 18. And hopefully when you do that, 54 into 18, is that 3? Yes, that's 3. So that's 3. 3 what? 3 photos per hour. Okay, so next one says, Clayton wants to purchase tickets for rides at the carnival. He can choose to purchase tickets individually, or he can purchase a ticket package. The package includes 25 tickets for $18.75. Determine the cost per ticket. Okay, so I don't know why I did that whole thing. So cost per ticket. So here we go. First of all, we're going to have cost per ticket. Okay, so guys, if he hasn't bought any, before I do that, I'm going to put it in here. So when we have it in our parentheses, the ticket comes first because it's the independent. The dependent is the cost. Okay, so now when I do this, you haven't bought any tickets, so it doesn't cost any money yet. Okay, up here it says 25 tickets for $18.75. So if I get 25 tickets, that's a 2, $18.75. So I need to find my slope, like we've been doing. So my slope is going to be 1875 minus 0 over 25 minus 0. And again, it's proportional. Sorry, guys. 18.75. I don't have a lot of space. So 18.75 divided by 25 gets me 0.75. Well, what does that mean? Okay, it means it cost 75 cents per ticket. 75 cents per ticket. Okay, the last problem on this page. Tameka is planning a hiking trip. The trail she would like to follow is 7.5 miles long. She plans to start her hike at 10 a.m. She hopes to reach the end of the trail at 3 p.m. Okay, awesome. Determine the number of miles per hour. So we're doing miles per hour. So when I set this up in my parentheses, my hours go first, my miles go second. Now, she's starting at 10 a.m., boys and girls. She hasn't gone anywhere. 10 a.m. is her starting spot. But 10 to 3, some people are trying to put the numbers 10 and 3 in there. Guys, how long is it from 10 o'clock to 3 o'clock? So 11, 12, I almost said 13, 1, 2, 3. That is 5 hours. 5 hours, and the trail is 7.5 miles long. So 7.5. Again, this is proportional. I'm just going to do slope because that's what we're trying to show. So when I get this, oops, that was weird. Here we go. Don't ask, I don't know. So when I do this 7.5 divided by 5, I would get 1.5 miles per hour. Okay, so each hour she went 1.5 miles. So on this one down here, guys, this is my right here. This right here is my dependent. So number of points per, and then this is my independent. Number of points per number of bullseyes. Made. Okay? So I just picked 2 points. I don't care which points you pick. Oops, that was horrible. I'm going to pick this one and I'm going to pick this one. Okay, so I'm going to come off to the side. Oops, I don't want that. I'm going to change my color. No, I don't want pink. I want blue. So I do this. 3,600. Nope, 36,000 minus, oh, I need to make that smaller. Okay, so it's 36,000 minus 12,000. And then I look over here, it's 3 minus 0. 3 minus 0. When I do that, I get 24 thousand over 3, and that would get me 8,000. Look up here, it's number of points over number of bullseyes made. So 8,000 points per bullseye. Sorry guys, lots of sounds today. Eyes made. And then I believe this is our last problem. Now this one, was this proportional? No, it was not proportional. It is linear though. On this one, how did I know it was linear? Should have checked that, shouldn't I have? That was really bad of me. I did not check. So let's see what it goes up by. I'm going to go here. This goes up by 24,000. This right here, 52,000 minus 36,000. I would have gotten 16,000. And this 84 minus 52 would get me 32,000. This over here goes up by 3, goes up by 2, goes up by 4. So if I took 24,000 and I divided by 3, I get 8,000. If I take 16,000 and I divide it by 2, I get 8,000. If I take 32,000 and I divide it by the 4, again, since it's constant, since it's exactly the same each time, that means that you have a line. It is linear. Now let's do that over here. I'm going to change colors just so that we can tell. So if I did 7 minus 12, or 12 plus what gets me 7, so 7 minus 12, now be careful when you guys do this, you are going to go down by 5. Right here, we're going to go, you take the -3 and you subtract the 7. Be careful, you're going to get -10. On this one, you're taking -8. I'm going to write this for you. It's -8 minus a -3. So it's -8 plus 3. Okay, so that's going to get you a -5. Over here, oops, it's not going. So if I take 6, right here, I'm going to take 6 and I'm going to, nope, I'm not doing that. Try that again. -4 minus 6, that's going to get me -10. On this one, it's -12 minus -4. So it's -12 plus 4. So that's going to get me a -8. Right here, I take it and I do -22 minus a -12. So that's -22 plus 12. So that's going to be, oh, I went the wrong direction. There we go. Sorry about that. Is -10. So I put them over each other, and I'm just going to come down here and do it. So -5 over 10, -10, that would get me 1/2. Then I have -10 over -8. That would get me 5/4. Up right there, not linear because it's not a constant rate of change. Okay, I hope that helped you.